Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel. It's Akshadare by Devraj. I hope you guys are enjoying your days, summer vacations. It's been already completed. So I hope you guys have enjoyed your summer vacation. Some of you may not. And today is 6th June. And let me start reading the newspaper. The Hindu, which is very important for the competitive exams and for the personal growth, especially in English communication. This is one of the very good English newspaper to improve our communication in English. And before going to start the newspaper reading, I would request you guys to please subscribe the channel, like and comment for more videos related to education, health, and personal interviews of teachers and retired teachers who are very good in education and healthcare. I hope you guys are reading the newspaper at least 40 minutes to 2 hours every day to make you better in communication. So, and if you guys have any doubts or comments, please leave the comment in the comment box that I can reach you out to resolve your doubts or queries. Let me start today's newspaper reading. Yes, guys, let me see what is in the newspaper today. Newspaper, the Hindu, which is very important for the examination. Railways to secure signaling equipment with double locks. Hari Kompan tranquilized and shifted. Opposition meet his postponed, says Nitish. Iran to reopen embassy in Saudi. Dealing with deep fakes in today's world. Nirmala Lakshman appointed a chairperson of the Hindu Group Publishing Private Limited. 51 hours after accident, services resume in Aura Chennai line. ISC retains top position in NIRF ranking. Inspire Bengaluru. Monsoon stays at a cyclone threat. State government to constitute advisory group to boost Bengaluru infrastructure. Shivakumar says in about 4 days he would hold consultations with individuals who he thinks are fit to be part of this elite group. He stresses that the group will work under the theme of Vision Bengaluru. BBMP suspends two involved in a Secretary Lake bound project. Tall Plaza employee dies of injuries after being beaten up. According to the police, the accused had a heated argument with the staff over the delay in the lifting of the boom barrier, resulting in fisticuffs. NIRF ranking IS retains top spot in university research categories. Virgin Atlantic to start Delhi City London flights. Smoking in public air statistic collects 29.5 lakh in fine in 2023. Study finds leopard attacks in Himachal Pradesh are seasonal in nature. Man found dead in apartment. Let me read the reason for this. So, a 31-year-old private firm employee was found dead at a residential apartment belonging to his friend at Putena early on Monday evening. The deceased was identified as Jial Hussain, a native of Dispur in Assam. He was working as a route mobile manager in a private firm. Initial probe revealed that was ill and under treatment. After consulting the doctor, he visited his friend's apartment in South City where he was found dead. Said the police. Puthenali police have taken up a case of unnatural death and are investigating to ascertain the cause of death. Anti-Council Act will be taken up for discussion by Cabinet CM. BJP holds a protest in several places across the state. Government action against indications by Animal Husbandry Minister V.K. Venkatesh that the act will be amended. BJP forms fact-finding panel. 5 crore saplings to be planted in state. Guidelines issued for Shakti scheme. Everyone should fight for the welfare of children. Satyarthi. BJP encouraging people to misuse electricity. CM. No power bill for those who use lower units than eligible average. CM has to start helpline to track incidents of hatred. Harikumpam captured in Theni district to find a new home in a Kalakar Tiger Reserve. Kerala HG quashes case against activist for video with her children. SCTV AP's plea seeking transfer of Margadarshi cheat fund case petition on July 18th. Telangana IT exports touch a new high up to find 4.1 lakh crore in financial year 23. A word of advice to the Delhi police is a former Director General of Police Abchad Gaur. Tragic track in the short term stabilize the line of actual control. Let me read this editorial page. Guys, the protest by India's medal-winning wrestlers has been in the news for long. 2 cases of sexual harassment were reportedly registered on April 28, 2023 by the Delhi police against the president of the Wrestling Federation of India after the intervention of the Supreme Court of India based on a petition filed by a few wrestlers. The cases were under the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act and the relevant sections of the Indian Penal Code concerning the outraging of the modesty of a woman and sexual harassment, while the other was with respect to outraging the modesty of a woman under the IPC. While the investigation of these 2 cases is underway by the Delhi police, the complainant wrestlers are still inconsistent in their demand. The arrest of the accused, they too are put to undergo a narco analysis test when the accused are put to undergo any such test to prove his innocence. Some of the allegations date back to previous years, the implication being that there was a delay in lodging the complaint with the police. At the stage of the registration of the first information report, if a complaint has the ingredients of a cognizable offense, the mandate of the Supreme Court given in Lalita Kumari versus Government of Uttar Pradesh and others 2014 could not have been violated. The veracity of allegations of a cognizable offense cannot be inquired into before registering an FIR. In case the delay in reporting the matter is over 3 months, the reasons for the delay are to be explained satisfactorily. It is also a recognized principle of law that a mere delay in an affair is no ground to discard the prosecution history. If the truthfulness and plausibility of the explanation for the delay are established to the satisfaction of the court, otherwise it may need corroboration with additional and credible evidence. Therefore, the insistence of the Delhi police on holding a preliminary inquiry and a delay in registering cases doesn't seem to be justified. As far as conducting a narco analysis test or any such similar scientific test is concerned, such tests are conducted either on a suspect or on a witness, but not on a victim, under the conditions laid down in Selvi versus State of Karnataka. The truthfulness of the allegations cannot be established with the aid of such a test. The credibility of the statement of the victim is tested through a thorough cross examination, which alone could be sufficient even to prove our case. Similarly, the statement recorded by a judicial magistrate under Section 164 of the Criminal Procedure Code will be useful only if the judicial magistrate is called by the trial court for examination. However, such a test administered on the accused may help in a further investigation if some information or material is discovered after such a test. Arrest is conditional. On the issue of arrest, one needs to look at the substantive laws and sections applied. According to information available in the public domain, allegations that pertain to sexual assault at the workplace or otherwise which may contract Section 8 or and Section 10 punishment for aggravated sexual assault as the president of WFI was in the position of authority or and Section 12 sexual harassment of the POCSO Act in the case of a minor victim and Section 354 outraging modesty of a woman or and 354A sexual harassment of the IPC in case of other victims. In none of these sections, the punishment is more than 7 years of imprisonment. Therefore, according to Section 41 of the Code of Criminal Procedure, arrest is not mandatory unless there is material evidence to show, as mandated by the Supreme Court in Harnesh Kumar versus State of Bihar and AN 2040 Arunachal Pradesh Navy. Yes, the possibility of tampering of evidence or making any threat or to prevent committing of any further offense or for proper investigation of the offense. Otherwise, issuing notice under Section 41A of the CRPC for appearance before the police would be sufficient. Since the accused is an influential person, these apprehensions mentioned above may not be ruled out. However, there need to be reason and material to justify the arrest. On the other hand, if there are multiple offenses committed at multiple locations over a period of time, the police also need a reasonable time to look for and collect evidence to build their case. Ultimately, it is the evidence which will be relevant to convict the culprit and not the rest only. Complete the investigation quickly. Therefore, looking at the sensitivity of the cases, the best option available with the Delhi police is to complete the investigation quickly and have the final report in court. For offences punishable with imprisonment of less than 10 years, as in the present case, investigation needs to be completed in 60 days after arrest to prevent the detainee from being released on bail. Since no arrest has been effected so far, this provision is not attracted in a strict sense in the given cases. However, it would be prudent to complete the investigations expeditiously in keeping with the provisions for the CRPC. For the minor victim, there is also a presumption in favor of prosecution under the POCSO Act, and it will be for the accused to prove that he didn't commit the offense. If the police do not find sufficient evidence to charge sheet the accused, it has to put up the final report in court. When the victims are insistent in their allegations and are protesting for justice, the allegations cannot be said to be false. However, the court may still frame charges and proceed with the trial. The ultimate decision to proceed with the trial or not to and frame charges would be taken by the judicial magistrate after deliberations. Any delay in investigation will not only invite adverse consequences in the law but also shake public confidence in the Delhi police, which is the principal investigating unit in the capital of the country. On the other hand, the victims, if not satisfied with the progress of the cases, may approach the Delhi High Court to issue directions to the Delhi police to put up the status report and complete the investigation in a given time frame. This is about the wrestlers who are protesting against the harassment and mine sexual harassment to the MP of BJP party. The tragic track, the railway must not lose focus on safety as it expands to its services. In the short term, stabilize the line of actual control. Let me read this page, what it is about. For the last few years, the situation on the line of actual control has continued to remain extremely tense. It has just stopped start of a war with the Doklam and Galvan crisis. You every now and then the media reports incidents of transgressions and standoffs between Indian and Chinese troops at the LAC, even as both countries sink a huge expenditure in ensuring defensive preparedness as well as better military infrastructure as they induct men, material and equipment close to the LAC. Need for stability. After Galwan, we have seen one of the biggest mobilizations of Chinese forces into Tibet. There has also been an increase in rhetoric and Jinghaism in both countries, calling for more aggression. The seriousness of the matter can be gauged from the statement made recently by India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar at a media groups meet that the situation along the LAC in Western Ladakh remains very fragile and quite dangerous in terms of military assessment. This state of affairs is not sustainable and can trigger a major conflict, therefore destabilizing the entire region and adversely impacting the world politically and economically. Therefore, it is in everyone's interest that the LAC is made stable and the two giant neighbors see a benign rise. The complexity of the Indian China border problem precludes a permanent solution on an immediate basis. Chinese territorial claims include the entire Arunachal Pradesh and the occupied Aksai Chin. No Chinese government, and more so the present one under Xi Jinping is likely to tone down the narrative that has been built over a long time, which claims Ladakh and Arunachal Pradesh as two of the five figures that are attracted to the Tibetan form. Similarly, the Indian political establishment is not in a position to make any concessions to facilitate a mutually acceptable border settlement. Thus, it is better that both sides consider taking short-term but effective and pragmatic steps to stabilize the LAC, reducing the possibilities of a conflict. For India, it is all the more important that LAC disputes do not escalate into full-fledged conflicts because despite the assurances made by the government, there is no surety that the results of war will be favorable to us. Agreements and inadequacies. The India-China engagement got an impetus after the visit by then Indian Prime Minister to China in December 1988. Since then, four agreements have been signed between the two countries in 1993, 1996, 2005, and 2013 to maintain peace along the LAC, laying the framework for dealing with the border issue and covering the spectrum of engagement from the highest levels of government to border personal meetings in the field. For more than 2 decades, these arrangements have served their purpose well. However, the internal tension on the LAC says that there are inadequacies in the agreements. The agreements are based on the premise that the LAC is mostly defined. Article 1 of the first of the 1993 agreement stipulates the creation of joint mechanisms to verify and settle LAC related disputes. After 19 years, the working mechanism for consultation and coordination on India China border affairs was created in 2012. It meets twice in a year but has little to show in terms of results on the ground. The 3,488 kilometers long LAC has only four border personal meeting points. The Lipu Lake BPM point, which was proposed in the Article 5th of the 2005 protocol, has not been established till now. The positive of BPA points precludes constructive engagement between the troops on the ground, resulting in the escalation of disputes. I mutually agreed a erection and a redeployment of forces along the LAC as in Article 2nd of the 1993 agreement and Article 2nd of the and 3rd of the 1996 agreement has not seen any progress. The current mindset among the Indian security establishment is to be unyielding with China as it is felt that the slicing tactics of the Chinese must be halted. While firmness in essential is essential, there is also a need to identify the reasons for rising clashes on the LAC and working on solutions. The opinion is that aggression is not the only reason for the rise in LAC incidents. The quantum jump in surveillance technology provides visibility of movement of opposing forces in areas that were blind spots earlier. This, coupled with increased troop density, better routes, improved logistics, and availability of aviation assets, enhance the reaction capability, thereby increasing the pace of and clashes. Consider these steps. Whatever be the reason, the situation needs to be brought under control and chances of full-fledged conflict minimized. These steps are recommended to assure peace and stability and the LAC. Convert the LAC into a line of actual control by delineating it on the map and on the ground without prejudice to border claims. This will reduce the urge among the forward troops to inch forward. This may seem difficult but can be implemented with a display of maturity by both sides and with the use of technology. The disputed areas on the LAC can be treated as no entry zones. Alternatively, both sides should be allowed to patrol these areas as per a mutually agreed frequency. Giant patrolling of the disputed areas must also be explored as this can result in the maintenance of status quo and an increase in confidence. Existing confidence building measures and engagement mechanisms needs to be strengthened by providing more teeth to the VMCC and establishing more BAPM points so that local issues can be resolved quickly. This is about the China and India line of actual control LAC. High on oil, India must bring pump prices of petrol and diesel in the line with global oil prices. Let me go to the next page. Dealing with deep fakes, denying states their own cultures. Governor Ravi's argument defies the principle of the concept of linguistic states. Accidents decline, but experiences on safety remains low. As restless resumed duty with the railways, say protests to go on. There was no resolution to our problems after the meeting with Hamish Shah, says Sakshi Malik, father of minor grappler. Her reputes reports that she had withdrawn her complaint against WFI chief. India-US finalized roadmap for a defense industrial cooperation. Railways to secure signaling equipment. Services resume on Howrah Chennai line. Modi driving India by looking into rare view Rahul tells Indian diaspora and US. Chiefs of opposition parties must attend a meeting, says Nitish. Not shop of love. Rahul opened a mega mall of it, says Nadda. IRCTC walks the extra mile to facilitate incident settlements. Railway signal telecom wing needs new thinking. Accident puts spotlight on HR issues. A woman who made humanitarian aid at disaster sites arrives mission. I have worked in disaster across India. Sometimes a disaster is so big government machinery is not able to cope. Then my services as a doctor comes in handy. Then my service as a doctor comes handy. CBI looks into crime, not railway accident, Kage tells Modi. Nitish cites his example on demand for minister's resignation. NIR of IIT Madras retains number one spot. 5,543 institutions applied for Ministry of Education's India ranking 2023, while IITM was ranked the best institution in overall ranking for the fifth consecutive term. Indian Institute of Science Bangalore was ruled the top university for 8 years in a row. Marine House was renamed Best College. No to affiliation of Haryana colleges with Punjab Varsity. Punjab Varsity. It is searches locations linked to IRU and M3M groups. Ward must be adequately prepared for next pandemic, cautions Health Ministry Secretary. Draft up Survivor Security Agreement outlined for G20 countries. CBI files charge sheet in Embraer aircraft deal case. Don't use fans if you cannot afford to. Some speaker. Clarifications concerned. Sunak says his immigration plan is working. Numbers have reduced. Former Vice President Mike Pence files the papers for US presidential bid. Even body fights US other states over Guantanamo Prisoner torture. Armed men kill at least 30 people in a year during weekend raids. After a 7-year gap, Iran set to reopen embassy in Riyadh. Russia claims it thwarted Ukraine's attacks. Q rejects her disinformation. 2-year-old Palestinian shot by Israeli troops in West Bank dies. US releases video showing close call in Taiwan Strait with a Chinese destroyer. Apple updates Max ahead of expected headset reveal. Defying Hades and Hamas. Gay rights activists march through Jerusalem. Government asks airlines to monitor airspace on go bust routes. Airline frustrated due to supply chain issues. Curbing a cyber risk requires global effort. CUB may pick Boston Consulting to help lift digital lending. Daimler India CV4 is into used vehicle market. India latest favorite country Lufthansa. Unruly air passenger behavior on the rise. Rune and Haddad. Maya get through after picket duels. How to rise and have elevate my game against us ready to beat them. Watson feels transition from IPL to Test cricket would be enough. Miami Heat rallies to better Denver Nuggets and level NBA Finals. One runs the diamond from football. Ibrahimovic. It's been 2 years of hard work to get here. Dravid. Hope Test cricket stays alive and well for some time. Smith. England spinner Leach ruled out of the Ashes. Dhanush Peeps Kalin clinches a triple gold. Indian man registered a hard-fought win over Malaysia. Brandon King's century gives a West Indies at 1-0 lead. Gukesh beats Abdu Sathorao Caruana leads despite loss. Siddharth takes gold. Silver for Shahrukh Shivam Mansur Smith. Benchima strikes unreal favorable. Valladolid is relegated. Coaches feel focus should be more on doubles event. India's performance at the recently concluded World Championships in Durban has evoked mixed reactions from the sports fraternity. Generational talent of Wembanyama and San Antonio Spurs are a perfect fit. Time to give up on the wanted but unproven paleo diet. The idea underlying the paleo diet is that there has been a too little time since agriculture has appeared for evolution to have adapted our spices species to deal with a high carbohydrate, low protein diet. But this argument is not supported by research on diet related genes. Satellite AI to help certify fields growing organic cotton. Why do underpass in Bangalore get frequently flooded during monsoon? According to experts, the design flaws, lack of maintenance, and poor monsoon preparedness are the key reasons for the flooding of underpass in the past, growing the tech city. A mural to break walls between communities. A mural to break walls between communities. Kansas survivors share their stories. Anxious wait for rain in joke. Government to study use of rivers in Kolar district. Bangalore politicians to sell kerosene. Half ink and identity. How tattoos have gone beyond being just body art. Getting inked looks a little bit different these days. Tattoo artist as they through light on how permanent body art can be, both healing and a means of self-expression. Some people commemorate good times with a tattoo, while others who have been through something traumatic wanted to heal. Classical music concert inspired by birds and King Ashoka's legacy on stage, making of a museum wanting news in numbers. The members representing India at the Special Olympics, the railways expenditure on safety measures in 5 years. Spotify are set to cut down and stop working with podcast. Millions displaced internally in Burkina Faso due to violence. The expected net profit of the airline industry this year 9.8 billion. What is affecting trade momentum? What are the essential headwinds observed with respect to global trade? How is the Russia-Ukraine conflict affecting trade in the international market? Has there been an overall decline in the demand for goods and services? How has the collapse of financial institutions affected trade? How can the woes of Delhi metro users be solved? What are some solutions to reduce overcrowding in metros? What are some solutions to overcrowding in metros? How have how the countries tackled the issue? The woes, the woes of Delhi metro users be solved. Sir Mayos. Know your English, the decade-long search for rare X boson decay continues. Physicists measured a large amount of data generated by the Large Hadron Collider to report a fascinating new result. A very rare decay process that can tell us some important things about the Higgs boson as well as about our universe. What with the NRF rankings out here is a quiz on some of India's best learning institutions. Classical music concert inspired by Bird's song, King Asuka Legacy on stage, making a museum. Delineated. They should delineate and prohibit behavior that is socially abhorrent. I hope you guys have enjoyed the reading, guys, and I'm going to hand the today newspaper reading. I hope you guys start continue the reading at least 40 minutes to what 2 hours to make you better in communication. So let me see you guys in the upcoming videos, and please subscribe the channel, like and comment for more videos related to healthcare, education, and personal interviews. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let you see you in the upcoming videos. Have a great day. Bye bye. Take care.